Live from our 7 Tasmania studios, your nightly news with Michael Maney begins now.
Good evening everyone. First to a developing story where an international tourist is in a critical condition after being rescued from the Franklin River in a marathon operation. Reporter Ruby Cairns joins us from the Royal Hobart Hospital. And Ruby, tell us what happened.
That's right, Michael. The alarm was first raised about 2:30 yesterday afternoon when a man's leg became trapped in rocks. He was pack rafting at the time with his friends. That same group of friends were able to call for assistance about an hour later to help extract him. But due to where he was, emergency crews weren't actually able to. The call was then made this morning to amputate his leg. That's over 20 hours later as his condition was deteriorating.
This was a life and death situation, and the decision was made in consultation with the patient, to amputate his leg to be able to remove him from the rock crevice.
He's since been winched to safety and airlifted to the Royal Hobart Hospital here behind me. He's in a critical condition tonight, Michael.
Thanks, Ruby. Ruby Cairns reporting there. One of the world's leading credit agencies has downgraded Tasmania's financial outlook from stable to negative amid rising debt levels. S&P Global's latest report also outlined the state is at a risk of losing its AA+ credit rating over the next 2 years if tax-supported debt continues to increase. The opposition says if the state's finances worsen, it could have direct knock-on effects for Tasmanians in the future.
There is going to be a lot of money, millions of dollars every single day that is not being spent on essential services because it's servicing Jeremy Rockliff's legacy debt.
In a statement, Treasurer Guy Barnett insists Tasmania's net debt is manageable and that the budget is on track to return to surplus by 2030. The government has put the call out for a construction company to build the Launceston General Hospital's multi-storey car park. The new facility will include more than 470 parking spaces across 7 levels, featuring a fast-charging electric vehicle station, bicycle parking and 10 accessible spaces for people living with a disability. A temporary car park will also be set up while the construction is new, and the new one is set to begin from mid next year. It's due to be completed by late 2026. Hobart has well and truly embraced the Christmas spirit as thousands packed into the CBD for the annual Pageant parade. Marching bands, Bluey and hundreds of school students all kicking off the silly season alongside the big man in red.
It may only be November, but the countdown until Christmas has certainly begun. Marking the start of the festive season, the annual Maya Christmas Pageant. 35,000 people securing their special viewing spot for this morning's parade.
Just a tradition we used to come as a kid. Now we do the same with the girls.
Just the atmosphere.
We come every single year. He was forced to come.
Creations from the Hobart Terrapin Puppet Theatre kick-starting the excitement. Steamrollers, marching bands and 46 other floats not far behind.
We want to see the dragons and all that. Skipping. The skipping. Yeah.
Having fun with my family members.
Hundreds of students showing off their Christmas creations, alongside some familiar faces from the court to the stage. BMXers to dancers, each putting on a show for the panel of judges. All performing some very well-rehearsed choreography.
Give them a round of applause as they come past their dragon. Look at that.
Large number of Latin American groups, lots of young people dancing, some incredible dance school entries. Of course, the bands are always fantastic.
But it was the Thai Aussie community group which took out this year's best Christmas themed entry.
The Christmas pageant's now been running for 42 years, with people coming from across Tasmania to catch a glimpse of all the acts here. But it was this year's headliner, Bluey, that certainly stole the show.
And it wouldn't be the Christmas parade if the man of the hour didn't make a pit stop, passing on his season's greetings to the good boys and girls of Hobart.
Merry Christmas, everybody!
Ruby Cairns, 7 Tasmania News.
Police have carried out compliance checks at 19 venues and inspected 39 security guards across Hobart as part of a safety blitz heading into the festive season. The operation also saw officers discuss safety regulations with staff and venue managers in Sandy Bay, Hobart CBD and North Hobart. Authorities say no security breaches were reported, with more checks expected to be conducted over the coming months. Kart racers from across Tasmania and interstate flocked to Launceston's Archerville Kartway today for the state championships. More than 130 competitors took to the track vying for the title of Best Kart Racer.
The sound of kart engines revving was deafening and the smell of petrol fumes overwhelming, but nobody competing in the 24th Tasmanian Kart Championships seemed to notice. The event attracting some of the state's best racers, including 17-year-old Abby Edwards from Somerset, who's been involved in the sport for 4 years.
I'm just here to have fun really and just try and impress my dad, to be honest. But yeah.
Is he a real motorheader, is he?
Yeah, he really pushes me and my brother to be the best we can.
The event continues to grow each year.
The young kids really get behind it. They've got good companionship amongst each other, but when the helmet's on and the visor drops on the track, she's all for their own.
The Sport Minister cutting the ribbon to officially open the event.
Declare the track open and ready to race.
The state government providing $219,000 to support the kart club.
To allow some safety upgrades to be made here at the tracks.
12-year-old Gold Coast racer Oscar Hennick was back on the track to defend his 2023 title as Tasmanian state champion. The youngster has been behind the wheel for 4 years in his Pink Panther and sets himself high goals.
AKC number 1. Australian Kart Championship next year, so...
Melinda Ogden, 7 Tasmania News.
Walmers Estate was the setting for the return of the annual Festival of Roses. The event is a celebration of roses, heritage and community, making it a relaxing day out.
So we've got 350 varieties of roses. There's actually 3,000 rose plants and there's 10,000 rose blooms this year.
The festival included live music, artisan stalls and an opportunity to enjoy luxury high tea at the estate's cafe. Ticket sales for this year's Taste of Summer are up 50% on previous years. Local traders like 7K Distillery dubbing it one of the most important events of the year, with thousands of visitors set to hit Hobart's waterfront in just 5 weeks' time.
Being able to showcase all of our products for both Tasmanians, Australians and international customers alike.
It is enhancing what is already a beautiful space at that time of year.
The event's set to run from December 28 to January 4. The Tassie Tigers women's side will progress through to the Hockey One preliminary finals in Hobart next week, despite going down to Melbourne last night. But the Tassie men's side will miss out after losing their must-win game.
While both sides had nothing to lose, the Tassie Tigers and Hockey Club Melbourne were out to prove a point as the home and away season drew to a close. Melbourne dominating possession in the early minutes of the first quarter before the Tigers bit back, slotting the ball into the left-hand side of goal, but it was disallowed. The umpires confirmed a back-of-the-stick hit by one of the Tassie forwards. Melbourne started looking threatening, but were unable to convert several chances. The two sides fighting through hot temperatures in the Victorian capital in the second, ending 0-0 at half-time. But it was in the third quarter where Melbourne scored 2 goals, the Tigers unable to respond with any of their own by the end of the last quarter. In the men's, Melbourne got off to an early start, but the Tassie side scored one of their own, seconds before the end of the first quarter. By half-time, both teams were locked at 3 apiece, but Melbourne broke the game open with 2 goals in the third, before scoring another in the final quarter, taking out a convincing 6-3 victory. The loss puts the Tassie men's team out of a homes final series. But the women's side will play in their first ever finals on home turf at the Tasmanian Hockey Centre at Cornelian Bay next weekend. Anthony Dodd, 7 Tasmania News.
Good evening. It's great to be with you this Saturday. Temperatures on average about the north today, 10 degrees above average in the west and 5 to 9 degrees above average elsewhere. Hobart today, a lovely 27 degrees for the Christmas pageant, 27 in Launceston also, Devonport and Burnie both 21. Flinders Island our high with 28 degrees, 27 on King Island and at Strawn. Grove and Lyowini saw 25, Bushy Park 23, Luncheon Hills, St Helens and Marai Island all 22, 21 at Friendly Beaches, Low Head 19. We experienced extensive high-level cloud across the state today and also some humid conditions along with it. Many thunderstorms are visible over the top and in the Cape York Peninsula as a cold band extends from Central Australia, stretching all the way to Tasmania. Tomorrow high sits over southeastern WA and coastal SA as a ridge lies over the Queensland coast. South to southwesterly winds 10 to 20 knots, tending west to northwesterly in the north. Southwesterly swells sit at 2 metres. Possible drizzle on the way for Hobart tomorrow, 20, much the same in Richmond, 21, warming up in Ouse, although partly cloudy there with 27. Remaining partly cloudy towards the north, Launceston 27, Devonport 22 and 25 the high for Deloraine. Cloudy skies towards the west, Burnie 23, 19 the maximum for Strawn and also Curry. St Helens, possible showers, 20 degrees, a chance of drizzle in Swansea 20 also, White Mark showers and 22. Monday, possible morning fog about the southwest, otherwise fine apart from light showers about elevated parts of the north. Tuesday, fine before light showers develop in the afternoon, but another warm day expected in Launceston with 29. And for midweek Wednesday, we can expect showers statewide. To mainland conditions now for your Sunday. Rain on the way for Melbourne tomorrow, 23. Possible storms in Darwin, 32. 28 and partly cloudy in Brisbane, 29 and cloudy also in Adelaide. Hobart currently 23, also warm in Launceston with 24, Devonport 19. Now good luck to those participating in Sally's Ride tomorrow. Cycling up to 100 kilometres alongside Tassie champion Richie Port, raising funds and awareness for youth suicide right here in Tassie. Very impressive, Michael.
Yes, that's excellent. They do it every year and they do a great job of it. Thanks for that, Kai. Well, that's all your news for now. Thanks for joining us. Good night.